Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, welcome to the Leg Up Australia podcast.
Brutally run race, but Light Infantry Man's the stronger and won it by 2 lengths.
Duke de Sessa being tackled by Dubayana, and Dubayana races to the front in the Tancred Stakes and remains unbeaten in 3 Group 1s in Sydney. Dubayana beat Duke de Sessa. Treasure the moment, 200 to go, a length in front. Bennu Gill goes to second, well clear from the rest. Treasure the moment, here's 7 in a row. Her second Group 1, Treasure the moment, a class above. Beating Bennu Gill.
It's big heart pounding.
Yes! That is unbelievable!
Great intro.
Yeah.
Even Shataka at the end. Fired up for this weekend.
Yeah.
We had a little bit stop-start on the weekend just gone. We got the Australian Derby out of the... No, we had the
Vinery and the
Vinery and the Tancred.
Australian Cup on the
Australian
Saturday.
Cup, sorry, on the Saturday. Vinery and Tancred on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Tuesday?
Yeah, I think I don't think there was much option, to tell you the truth. I think they made the right decision on Saturday with postponing the meeting so early. They put up a soft 7.
The option was
in
to
the
push
morning.
it back, just so you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded that,
Back
to
a
tell you
week,
the
yeah,
truth,
sorry.
but just because we were going to get onto a better track this weekend, and it worked out better for my futures plays. But it was very self-interest that I wanted them to go back a week.
So was mine, because I'm not here next week, so I would have missed the Doncaster podcast.
Yeah, but you would get back for day 2 of the championship, so either way.
Yeah, I'm just going to
It
miss
would've
day
worked
2
out
of the
for you.
championships.
Anyway.
That's all right.
Yeah. I was happy that
Yeah.
they. I was glad they moved, because sort of when I've got futures bets going, I'm planning ahead. I'm planning on how I'm going to spend those winnings, of course. So I was sort of like, damn, I'm going to have to wait 3 more days, but at least it's not 7 days, you know, like to collect.
It's a real gambler's brain, isn't it?
It is.
It
And
is.
you're not meant to count them.
No, I just
Tell
manifest.
the deal. Manifesting money.
Yeah.
That's a great segment name.
Pride of Jenny.
Yeah. Why
popular.
couldn't she have done that at the start before that bitch?
She just wanted to do that to spite you.
Yeah, I know.
We're all
anything
very happy about it.
I don't think they've come out and said if she's retired or going to push on, or I think they got 2
I
options.
think they said Queen Elizabeth.
Or Queen of the Turf was another option that
Yeah,
they said.
that would
Yeah,
be the lesser option.
You'd think so.
But yeah, like everybody wants to see her on Queen Elizabeth Day, but
Yeah. I'd love to see the race, genuinely.
it would have been
run.
nice if she got beat 2 lengths or something like that.
Yeah, she went awful.
she went
but she was
too
going
bad.
on the corner.
She
So-
didn't get a margin on them. But racing on Tuesday, it was good to have Group 1 racing on a Tuesday, but it wasn't the same.
No, I agree, but I think they're lucky that, well, maybe not Rose Hill being lucky, but for the whole day, the Doomben postponed meeting from Saturday also got moved to Tuesday, so it wasn't like it was Rose Hill, Tamworth, Mackay. There was also other metro, Saturday metro races as well.
Tuesday's your day off.
Yeah,
It was
I know.
probably
What'd you
the
do?
fact
Did you
that
get
I went
on
to the track with the boys.
Oh, did
and,
ya?
Yeah, went over there in the afternoon and watched them. And
Get on the sauce. You're off the sauce.
I'm off the sauce.
He's sauceless.
Yeah, I'm sauceless, just
Dry.
dry,
Bone dry.
bone dry. But it was very wet outside, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't have been a good day.
No, it was all right.
Oh, we'll come to the races on a Tuesday to watch, metro racing. That's all right. Group
like-
1 on the big screen.
That's all right. Yeah,
Back a winner?
yeah. Back to a few.
Good on you.
Yeah, would have been nicer if Dragonstone won. Far out.
Yeah, Dragonstone. I thought he was going to win.
So did I.
What? Something dropped on him on the outside.
Yeah, general salute.
General salute, yeah.
We put that
He was
in
sort
the-
of going up and down in one spot for a while,
Yeah.
but then he just
There's
got
nothing
into his
like-
work late.
There's nothing worse, I don't think, when you're watching a race and you're on a horse that's going well enough to win, and you're thinking you've only got to get past the thing in front that was going well. And that was me. I was like, Dragonstone's travelling. He needs to get off heels. He only needs to get past a striker. And at the 50, I was like, he's going to get past a striker. And then it was like, fuck, what's this down the outside? And something else comes over the top and nails you.
Treasure of the Moment made it 7 in a row.
Yeah,
Second Group 1.
She's
What's
pretty
next?
good.
she's very good.
What's next?
Oaks.
Yeah. Australian Oaks.
Yeah.
Making a dual Oaks winning
Philly.
Yeah, she's pretty special. Just she travels into the race. Apparently, like it wasn't a dynamic win. What price she start? $1.45 or something like that. She took care of business.
Yeah, I like listening to Matt Lowry post race as well. It was like the wet track. Like we sort of said that like if she was going to like if there was a knock, it was her first time on a heavy track. I don't know. Did it start a heavy? Or it might have got to a 7 or a 6 by that time of the afternoon. But it was pretty.
It was wet.
It was wet.
Definitely wet.
Yeah,
It was
probably
than I
a 7.
expected to
Yeah. So I think that probably took a bit of her zip away. First time Sydney going, but she was strong through the line. Like Benny Gill at the 200, she was the last leg of a lot of multis and first leg of a lot of multis as well. Like, and I was thinking, I'm in trouble here. The other Victorian filly had just got off her back and was coming into it. But I love the way she knuckled down late.
Yeah.
She's going to be you'd imagine looking at the next 7-day forecast until midweek next week. It's dry in Sydney, Randwick. Up to 2,400. I don't think they can beat her in the Oaks.
Well, I don't know who would beat her.
No.
Like, I think there's still $1.75
Yeah.
around, and she will surely start a lot shorter than that.
I took
on the day.
I took Liverpool head to head this morning into her in the Oaks, into Kaying Rising in the Everest to just start building that.
Oh, no, you
Everest
can't
book.
sit on a ticket for 6 months.
Yeah, you can.
Kill me.
Yeah,
you can
so-
if it's Kaying Rising, I think. And like it's no slot. You get
Oh, he's going to
refunded.
get a
So,
slot. But
like if they decide not to come though, I could be
whether
paid
or
out.
not he wins or not, I'm not sure. But
Doesn't that?
pretty good odds.
Firstly, do you forget where those future tickets are? Because you
No, because
like
I've
to
got my spread. I got my future spreadsheet.
roam between bookies.
I got my future spreadsheet goes in there, so I know where they all are.
Speaking of
Fire up the old, some of these bookies, the way they're coming and going,
Oh yeah, some of them, yeah.
had to fire up, a bookie that might not have, seen any action from you for the last 6 months. But also, like, I bet with probably the same 3 bookies, but when something's sitting in my bet slip, in like the bets,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
What's
thought
this?
I'd lost everything this weekend. What's
Yeah.
this bet? Oh, yeah.
futures bets, I was on Declici Boulevard.
Yeah.
$7 the place. So that was a difficult watch.
Oh, this is hard in
She
mouth
was
the
doing
last
it-
50, yeah.
She was doing it very tough.
She was.
Early stages of the race. She was like, because I think they put in a change of tactics. If she begins, she'll go forward. And I expected them to be really positive on her.
Didn't work out like that.
No, she wanted to over race.
Yeah.
Nash was fighting her. Then she's gone and put herself into the race. Did she take up she sat outside the lead or?
Powers of Opal went out and
She
got
sat
really
outside the
keen
leader.
and,
Yeah. Took
so
over. She
presented-
fought pretty hard.
Yeah,
But yeah, mile and a quarter definitely sees her out.
Yeah, like she's
She
not going to
just-
go to the she might go to the Oaks, but if she's not
I
going
don't
to turn
think
the
so.
tables,
I
at
don't think they're
2,400,
not going
yeah.
to the Oaks. She just has her mouth is too touchy.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
She like
Gets keen.
yeah, she doesn't like to be restrained. Like she's a keen goer.
Yeah, right.
Nash like tried to bring her back underneath him and she didn't like it.
Yeah, okay. I've never heard that term before.
What did I say?
What did you say?
Touchy mouth.
Touchy mouth.
She's got a touchy mouth.
Nothing.
Yeah, she does have a touchy mouth.
Well, I
Okay.
got the bit in the mouth, and if you're pulling on that, that's on the rein. So as
Yeah,
soon as
it,
you start
it
to
makes
pull on
sense,
that,
the
yeah.
term, but yeah, I've just
Yeah.
never. Yeah, okay. It's good. See, you learn
You
stuff
learn
here.
something new every day.
Dubai Honour, Aussie Tom, good friend. of Blake
Yeah,
and I.
apparently,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
close
good
friend.
Yeah.
I think it was his birthday on Tuesday.
Was it?
Yeah, I think I'll write him another
I'll have
message
to
that'll just sit
send him a
there on
message.
unseen.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Or
you've forgotten about quick.
Or seen, and he just goes, no, I'm not
Some of
replying."
them are seen and there's no reply. He'd probably forget who picked up the bill that time we went to Six Head.
Sorry?
He'll probably forgot who picked up the bill that
Yeah,
time.
that's right.
Wasn't
Good
ill
night
day.
out.
Wasn't ill day. Good win.
Great win. I reckon.
Tough win as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
not doing it easy.
No. Good ride. I think Vauban was. I don't know who rode Vauban, but I reckon he was half, not slaughtered, but I think if he goes back to the inside, he makes it a bit interesting.
Who was on Vauban?
Was it maybe like Blake Shin?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I'm not sure.
I'm
But Tim Clark rode him first up.
wouldn't it have been Tim Clark again?
Could have been.
Not sure. but I'll find out.
It's
You fact check.
quite an incredible strike rate for Haggis in Sydney now.
It is. Yeah.
21 runners,
Yeah.
11 wins, 6 of them are Group 1s, and the Golden Eagle.
Tim
The
Clark.
$10 million Golden Eagle.
Yeah. I read a stat on top of that, which I probably should have included in that notes as well, but I didn't. But it was something like in those 21 horse runners that he's had in
Yeah.
Australia, I think it's like 17.4 million like Australian dollars in prize money.
Yeah.
And since 2014 in the UK with more than 1,000 runners, it's like 19 million Australian dollars. So he's
Really?
only just won a little bit more off 1,000 runners more than what he's done here in Australia because of the Group 1s.
Golden Eagle.
Golden
and- yeah.
Eagle, but that's pretty wild. Like
They got no money, the Poms.
Queen
You know
Elizabeth
that.
is worth $5 million.
yeah. So he's what in
Well, there's
three
15 there. Yeah.
three of them, and yeah.
You've got 5 Group 1s
Yeah.
to
Well,
make
that's
up
like
the other.
first place is a bit less than 5 million. It might
Yeah.
be 2 or something, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, Royal Ascot, they don't go there for the money, do they?
No, I
Like
remember.
how much? It's
not
the
much.
prestige.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like
I think that was a big thing for Winks.
Shocking.
Like, why would we go there? Like, if you think you can beat her, come here,
Yeah.
race for more prize money.
money's
Like,
here.
we're not going to go there just to
Yeah, I
like
don't.
run for 100,000. Like,
Is that what it's like? I don't know.
it's not much. Yeah, I don't think
Are
it's.
they worth $1 million or no?
maybe.
like Hong Kong, Japan, Dubai, different story. But yeah, England.
Yeah, I remember
Pennies.
like being over there and it coming up the next race, and I'm like, wow, that's unimpressive for
Yeah,
the biggest carnival.
yeah,
Well, one of the biggest carnivals in the world, really.
yeah, definitely.
Light infantryman, great win in the Australian Cup. Is he a threat to Via Sistina and the Queen Elizabeth?
It was a good win.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was it was on the back of a fast tempo. He ran out a strong mile and a quarter. Travelled into the race, let down. It was set up for him to do it, but like he had to come past like a horse like Zardozi, and he was too good for her. So
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to say he can be like a big threat to her, but I don't like. I wouldn't be tipping him yet, like to beat her. But he had a bit more tempo in the race this year, and he's going well. Like Via Sistina's obviously going well. She's won 1 or 2 Group 1s this prep, but she needs to go to that. If she doesn't go to that big Cox Plate performance and repeat that, like it could be anyone's sort of race, like the way she was going in Turnbulls and whatnot in the spring. Like
Deny Knowledge was a huge.
She was
She
massive.
was really good fighting back through the
yeah,
line.
she stuffed me. Like I think I put on a standout trifecta with 2 horses on top, 3 horses in for second, and 5 horses in for third. And I only had Deny Knowledge on the third line. And watching it, I was like, oh, she's not going to run second. She's not going to beat Zardozi or a Tissue home. And then she's kicked back.
A Tissue's set to peak too.
Yeah.
She
Back to the queen of
just
the turf.
loomed up and knocked up, and she was going to win at the furlong, but
Yeah.
she didn't go on with the job, which she did. Like last prep,
Yeah.
she got better as the preparation
Yeah.
got deeper. So
And she's done it the last 2 years. It was Australian Cup back to the Queen of the Turf. So she won it 2 years ago and then should have won it last
Queen
year.
of Turf's going to be a good race. Like
Yeah.
2 serious mares in Fangirl and a Tissue.
Yeah.
And then, I would say that, like, what, Via Sistina, what price is she in the Queen Elizabeth? $1.50 or something like that. But yeah, she's like the best horse in Australia.
Yeah.
He's got to come up to that level like the infantryman. He's a good horse, but
Yeah.
they're the sort of B graders.
Yeah.
I think the A graders are in Sydney. Chow Wolf, he was okay.
Yeah.
You would have expected him. Like, I don't know how he won, to tell you the
No,
truth. He
no,
was
no.
getting beat for all money, but he's stuck his nose out on the line and won. But, yeah, maybe the wet surface was
Yeah.
against him. I know he ran well in a derby on a heavy track, but
Yeah. You don't have to be a elite wet tracker or even an elite stayer to win derbies. I don't think sometimes if you're just classy and better than them.
yeah.
Not that
Well, he
did
ran
win
into a
it,
good
but
one too.
Yeah,
Riff
and
Rocket.
Riff Rocket goes good. Yeah.
He went good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a great race. I think Dubai Honor will go there now too, so maybe he's the biggest threat to Via Sistina.
Yeah, probably. I saw a tweet during the week from, I think, Matt Stewart suggesting that Treasure of the Moment should go to the Queen Elizabeth rather than the Oaks because she's already won an Oaks and Dubai Honor beat Goats. Thoughts?
Well, she's only going to be 3 once. There's a Group 1 on offer. Yulong have got the favourite in Via Sistina, so I don't see why that they would go there. She'll get an opportunity to go there next year if she's good enough, and Via Sistina might not be there.
Yeah.
So,
like if you're an owner and you've got Genetic Freak and you've got Pungo, and they're $1.50 each to win. One's $1.50 to win the Stradbroke, and one's $1.50 to win the Q22 at Eagle Farm. You're not going, you know what? Let's forget the Stradbroke and we'll run them both in the Q22. Like you got $2.50 shots in 2 Group 1s, like on the same.
You know what they say, Lloydy? Keep yourself in the best company and your horses in the worst.
Exactly. Yeah. Treasure of the Moment can take on those horses in the spring.
Yeah.
Over 2,000 around Moonee Valley.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But she's good. She's good. But not many 3-year-old mares, like 3-year-old fillies, measure up in the Cox Plate as a 4-year-old mare. No. But we'll see.
Yeah.
She might be elite.
What to unpack?
Winks did.
Big weekend.
Yeah, but Winks continued to improve.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
As well.
Yeah.
Battle of Brookie this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I know because he told me. But yeah, we'll beat them.
Manly Storm.
Always a good game.
They're coming in
off a loss.
Off a loss to the Dragons.
Don't lose to it.
That's fine. You can't come to. It's really difficult to come to Brookvale and beat us.
It is. No turbo though.
Doesn't matter.
He might play the first 15 minutes. They said.
Yeah.
And then just go off injured.
He's out for.
And then do his.
They're not sure yet.
6 weeks.
They're not sure yet. They might
Yeah.
scrap that 6 weeks. Get him in. For
I think, mind you, I think Melbourne. I think
15
we're
minutes.
without Jerome again. He's still got that hand issue.
Lehigh
Nelson's-
Hopewate is going to be a very good player.
Yeah.
He just does things that other players can't. So, yeah.
It'll be a good game.
It
Always
will be
is
a good game.
A classic match. I would love when they say bring back the biff. Like you just it's
for this game.
for this game. Even if it was just one game a year. Like you know what, we're gonna bring back the biff. You're allowed to throw punches, but it's only if you're playing for Manly or Melbourne at Brookvale.
That used to be the case
Remember
with
last-
Origin.
remember-
I swear that the whistle.
Oh,
gets
and
put away,
Origin. Yeah.
And the last fight in that matchup, I reckon it was like Steve Maddai and Curtis Scott.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. They got into one another. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Didn't Curtis Scott continue to be a boxer?
Maybe.
yeah, he's a boxer now.
Yeah.
He is. But he went to Canberra.
Yeah.
and ran into a heap of trouble.
Yeah, he had some issue at the base of a tree and something like that. Like
Kenty.
Yeah, a bit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have been a good player.
Oh yeah, I reckon
He was going to be
he
a
was
good player.
he was a good young gun.
Tough.
Like, yeah,
I liked it. Like I quite
Yeah.
liked him. I didn't like him when he got into a fight with someone at Manly.
Steve Maddai. He had
My,
it coming.
my wife, very, very passionate rugby league supporter and very big fan of Collingwood, so gets on the AFL, especially since
Yeah.
we've met. And I was explaining to her Carlton Collingwood, which is tonight, I said it's the biggest kind of domestic rivalry in football.
Mm-hmm.
Probably take State of Origin out. Let's say that if
Yeah.
you're saying domestic, but
Yeah.
like in your
Club.
league,
Club,
club,
yeah.
yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Is there anything in NRL other than this game at Brookvale as well? Like it's almost a bit specific to, like, is there
Yeah.
what?
There would be. I
Like
don't know.
Roosters, Bunnies,
Roosters, Bunnies, Doggies, like Bulldogs, Dragons at like either Cogra or Belmore. Like
See, I didn't even know that. Like, it can't be that big a rivalry if I didn't really.
Yeah, but maybe
the Battle
people
of Brisbane,
outside
the
of
Dolphins and the Broncos.
that's it. Yeah,
maybe people outside of Collingwood don't know about your rivalry.
Yeah, like I would if I didn't
the
know.
90,000 at the G tonight.
Well, I didn't know.
Yes, you did.
I would have. No, I wouldn't have. 12 months ago, I wouldn't have known.
Really?
No, I don't. think
Right.
so.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I don't. I don't know.
You could do it. Okay. A different question without notice. Another one. You could genuinely do a rivalry round in the AFL. Like there's
Yeah.
the
I'd love to
Western
see
Australian
something like
teams,
that.
there's the South Australian teams. You got Brisbane Gold Coast,
Yeah.
the Sydney teams. Then all the Melbourne teams have been playing each other for
Yeah.
150 years.
Yeah. That'd be great to
Could you do a rivalry round in the NRL?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like Cronulla versus St George.
I see. I'd be Dogs and George.
Your Dogs St George.
I reckon.
Oh, I don't know. Roosters,
Bunnies, yeah.
Bunnies, Manly, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Um,
Warriors, Canberra. Just
Just 'cause who cares about it?
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Panthers, Para.
Yeah. I'd probably like Tigers.
Oh, it should be. You know what? I'll take it back. Titans, Warriors.
No.
Has to be. No, don't. Well, there's no rivalry, but
'Cause
there's
I was
more,
gonna
there's
say,
more
like,
Kiwis on
Broncos.
the Gold Coast than.
Yeah.
So it'd be
True.
good, like, to see, like.
Yeah, but that doesn't go into a rivalry.
Yeah, it is. It's like, have you seen a Warriors game at the Titans? It's their biggest crowd
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
of the entire season. You know, it's like back against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. You probably couldn't do it like really well. Like there's probably not enough like
That's what I reckon.
real strong rivalries like that. Like there's enough to do half them, I reckon. Like
Yeah.
even if it was like an Origin split round, you know, like let's play these 5 rival games this week and then the other 4.
Definitely more in that, I reckon. Like, I reckon kick off the season with rivalry round. Yeah. Like just and
That should be Vegas.
even
Like
back.
that should be
Because-
like imagine like 2 real like 2 games with 4 clubs that just hate
Yeah.
each other. They would really like there'd be fireworks.
But there's to tell you the truth, like I feel like in rugby league rivalries don't last forever.
No, even like to be honest, like even in like European soccer lately, like there was Liverpool Everton this morning, which is one of the big ones, the Merseyside derby. And I remember watching it when I was like 12 and there was like it was like Steven Gerrard, like
Yeah.
like Liverpool and Everton, like they fucking hated each other. They still do, but like out on the pitch it doesn't show it. Like I reckon there was one year where like someone got sent off like a minute into coming onto the field because they just came in like charged in
studs up.
kind of thing, and because they just hated those other like the other players.
Yeah,
but
see?
you don't
But
see
they're
that
not
like
from Everton. They're not from
yeah, like exactly like the one like
as if some
like
Brazilian
young, like,
kid playing for Liverpool
Yeah.
gives a shit about.
yeah, like Curtis
Everton.
Jones, the only one that gets in there and was like trying to smash people, and he was born in Liverpool. Like
Do you remember when Adrian Morley
yeah,
got
he's my mum's
sent
favorite
off?
player.
Was it the first? Was like first player of a game? Player of the game? Was that like against South?
Probably.
Well, he was playing for the Roosters.
Roosters,
yeah.
You're saying like the first.
It was off the kickoff. He got sent off.
Yeah, I reckon he was like just a bit too like I'm too young for.
Yeah, you are.
I think
too
he
young
took
for
some heads off in like I remember, what's it called? The Club Challenge.
Yeah,
I remember a couple of years later he was playing for a team.
He was
over in
great.
NRL.
we definitely had an Adrian Morley poster on a.
Above your mum's bed.
It was like a newspaper clipping like on the notice board in the kitchen.
That was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, it was actually
Probably.
It was actually he was playing for Great Britain. It was against Australia.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe that, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was a freak. Okay, before we get into, I've had a couple of polls go up on the socials. This was a good one because I didn't really look at this the way that you poised this question. Best Australian Racing Carnival. So the championships or Melbourne Cup week. So the championships run over 2 Saturdays, 8 Group 1 races, 25 million in prize money. Melbourne Cup week run over 4 days, 8 Group 1s, 30.61 million in prize money. Melbourne Cup week run over 4 days.
Yeah.
So you're talking Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Derby, Melbourne Cup, Oaks, and Stakes.
Champions, yeah.
Champions
Stakes
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clearly that. It's clearly.
I was surprised
Melbourne
it was
Cup
quite close.
So poll results on Twitter and in our Discord channel with members and tips and slips now. We actually have an open Discord channel. Melbourne Cup won with 54% of the votes.
Yeah.
That's way closer than I would have thought.
So it was Twitter, the Twitter voters, it was the championships, and then members
Really?
even like got in front, like a few more votes in the Discord than what we had on Twitter, and members were like. The
I
Discord
feel
channel.
like your Melbourne Cup, for racing fans and punters, Melbourne Cup is like the gateway drug. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where you start.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you sit there and go,
Yeah.
I just loved that win in the Australian Derby and that's what got me into. Like, unless you're a real nut, like I feel like there's always been so much more fanfare and brilliance around the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah. I reckon a good example, like for showing my like nerd side, like I can rattle off like the last
good example. Like we need more. Yeah.
Like the last like 30 Melbourne Cup winners. But even though like the Stradbroke's my favourite race, like I wouldn't be able to tell you the last like 10 in order, like.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
I think the Melbourne Cup is just the race that it does capture the nation. Like everybody talks about it.
Yeah.
It's my favourite race. Like even though it's not the best race on the calendar.
Yeah.
But just there's
the
no
whole
race
the build up, the
captures
day. Yeah.
attention like that race.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's usually very difficult to find the winner, and there's so many different opinions. So it's a great race to talk about to the person that's standing next to you on the Monday before the race that stops the nation. But that's what makes it great. It's a handicap, 2 miles. There's just so many question marks.
That's right. Melbourne Cup Week's handicap is 2 miles. The Championships handicap is 1 mile.
It's
only half as good as Melbourne
half
Cup.
as good and half as many days.
Yeah.
Melbourne's got 2 Saturdays in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I was quite surprised with those results. Any highlights from the week, boys?
I've got one. Mine was watching the golf on Monday morning.
Okay.
Minwoo Lee, the Aussie.
Yeah.
First tour win.
First PGA Tour win.
Yeah, and he held off, number 1 as well, because I was reading, they flashed it up on the screen, I think, so in the Houston Open, there'd been 3 other players to go into the final round with a 4-shot lead or longer, and only one of them had held on and won. And so Minwoo went into with a 4-point lead going into the final round, and he only won by 1 because Scotty Scheffler was on a heater. But yeah, I thought it was so like he's very good for this sport, Minwoo. Like he's a bit of a social media guy.
Oh, it's
Dr. Chapinski.
I think having young personalities like that in a sport that is traditionally, followed.
What's a traditional?
Yeah, it couldn't be older.
Sport. Yeah. And the fact that he's an Aussie.
Yeah, 100%. But he gets
like
into it as well.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger than his.
He did the aim point on for the last
the
part.
last part for a 2-inch part.
Yeah.
But what I'm liking with some of these athletes now is he has a persona outside of his trophies and prize money.
Yeah. Yeah. Bryson's the same.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you look at Rory, you constantly sit there and think, what's next for him? What can he?
Yeah.
What's the next major? Like, major wins are the only way you're going to kind of look at Rory now, because we don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Like, and if anything, most of what we've seen, it's been kind of negative towards Liv and the change and things like that. Yeah, and even the fans now. But yeah, I love it. I love it that these young guys are kind of taking over and becoming more than what their career stats say they are. Cooper Johns is a great local example.
Yeah.
Like, always on the cusp, and now got his whole media career ahead of him.
Yeah. It's like, and Rory, like on that, like he's always like pots the YouTube golfers and whatnot, but like it's great to watch. Like it's almost better than watching
100%.
like watching a comp. Like,
I'm a YouTube person. Highlight for you
This week,
I
started watching Adolescent.
Oh yeah.
Adolescence.
Right. Adolescence, yeah.
Have
on
you watched
Netflix.
it?
Yeah, I have.
It's good.
It's wild.
I've only watched the first 3 episodes.
It's shot, one camera shot from the opening scene. It's one scene, the whole show. I don't know how to say that properly, but
Yeah.
One
there's no
scene.
cut.
It's
So
yeah,
it's
there's
not
no
an
cuts.
episode, like one episode is one cut. Is
Yeah.
it like the start?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So there's 4 episodes, which is
Okay.
literally like shooting 4
Yeah.
1 hour scenes.
Yeah, right.
And
So
like
it's not like one
characters
4
going
hour
out
shot.
and
Yeah.
coming back. And
Yeah,
I've been
okay.
quite amazed over it. I watched it about 2 weeks ago and I've been blown away by it.
It's a good show. Like
I'll have to watch it.
it gets you hooked in the first few minutes.
Yeah. That's always good.
And keeps you hooked.
Yeah.
Like I
It's-
feel like so far the first episode has clearly been the best episode, but
What episode are you up to?
3.
Yeah.
So I've got 1 to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like tipping it strongly. Good show.
Good show. Add it to the list.
I would jump on the back of that and tip it to any parent, especially parent of kids that are moving into school age. It's a bit eye-opening.
Yeah.
Eye-opening.
It'll do, like it gets you talking after. It's one of those shows.
Yeah, okay.
Creates a bit of conversation.
Scared the shit out of me. Honestly, scared the shit out of me, that.
Yeah, so
show.
I haven't seen anything about it. And
Yeah.
Kate asked me last night, she's like, have you got any like shows or movies that you've heard have been good? And I said, Sam was talking about Adolescence, and I've seen a bit on that. And she's not a horror or like, she doesn't like anything that's
Nothing gritty.
remotely scary.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I heard it's scary.
It's not scary at all.
No, it's not scary
that
in
was-
that sense, is it?
No, it's not scary at all.
No, you're-
there's-
When I say it scared me,
Like
it
a
scared me as a
eye-opening-
parent.
yeah, gotcha.
It scared me as
Yeah.
a parent.
But I
That-
think like
that's-
I don't think you have anything to worry about, to tell you the truth, because
Well, either did
like-
that, Dad.
I know, but
That's
by
the
the
point.
time we get to like that age of the kids, like we're gonna have to worry about VR. Like it's not gonna be social media. It's not even gonna be a thing by then. They're gonna have an avatar and they're gonna interact in the world as an avatar. And that's what we're gonna have to worry about.
Your son will be in school in like 2 years.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
know,
not
but
coming
he-
that quick. I'm
that's-
telling
that's
you now.
kindergarten.
I'm telling you now. Oh,
By the time he's in year 7, VR will be here.
they learn a lot in the first. What I've learned is they learn a lot in the first term of kindergarten. Max knows all the words now. Scary. All right. Guess the horse.
Here we go. This is gonna be fun. Ready? Go. All right. First name is Tom.
No
And he
names,
goes on
no names, no rhyming,
All right, all
no
right.
sound alike.
Okay, you're getting into my head. First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
I don't know.
Katie Holmes. No. Ah!
Going to show you the last 400 from the home turn up. Mute out the winner of the race, and you're going to have to tell me who it is.
Around the turn, Quackerjack just in front from Imaging and moved up to join it now, followed by Yulong Prince getting a rails runner. 2 further back to Superset, Brandenburg, and down the outside is Melody Bell getting past Conte Patero. Yulong Prince went up the fence, Melody Bell wide out with Brandenburg, and here comes down the outside, swoops to the front in the Doncaster from Brandenburg. Star of the Seas getting through, cleans them up in the Doncaster. Beat Star of the Season, Brandenburg. Then Melody Bell, followed by Kingswell Dream. Close-up Cascadian from Mr. Quickie, Super Seth Knight's Watch. Further back to...
That's a fun one.
Oh, no idea. Melody Bell, she was good.
Yeah. Tough. It was a bit of a blowout result for the punters.
See, well, that's no good.
Oh, but I don't. Well, otherwise it was winks.
Like, jeez. Like, yes, I can. Melody Bell is helpful, but
Cascadian was in there. He came out and won it the year after, I believe.
Blowout.
who's going to remember 100 to 1 shot?
Oh, she wasn't that long. She.
I've got no idea because I
Is-
feel like this is
See, like I remember.
No,
I remember when I
This
was
game's
like,
no
no,
good.
no, no, no.
I remember when
Because
I
Nick
get
Keane-
beaten.
Think though.
I said, my memory is no
Well,
good.
Cascadian, so we're looking fairly recently.
Yeah, last 5 years.
Yeah, the
Last 5 years.
Yeah.
Didn't a horse... I can't remember if, like, the trainer wasn't well known or the jockey, like, it was
Bit
like
of both to be like.
fairy tale. You're going to get the name of the horse, but I'm going to tell you the part that I remember
no,
about it.
yeah.
It ate pizza and
Yeah.
champagne or some shit. Is this
Yeah,
right?
that's the horse.
Yeah, I know that horse.
And then she came out and she won another Group 1 at big odds 12 months later.
James Innes Jr.
Yeah,
Yep.
Natoya.
That's it.
And
Did you get that?
yeah,
You
I
saw
remember.
it in the
I remember
notes,
that. No,
reckon.
no,
I don't write it in the notes.
No, it's not in the notes. I had to get him to check my notes, and there's trivia question in there as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
was it?
no, I just remember.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known until you said blowout. I would have had no clue.
Yeah, okay. No, that's
Natoya.
good feedback.
Yeah.
See,
It's
I
not
remember.
It's
good
too
feedback,
tough.
but it's
Okay,
not.
we can-
You got to think that it's
Yeah.
me in here as well. Can't be in Melbourne,
Yeah.
and it can't be outside of like
Can't be.
5 or 6 horses that I know.
To tell you the truth, like,
Oh, I'm happy with myself there.
that's
done
very
well.
good. Good effort.
Or just because of blowout and because Cascadian recently, but I couldn't. The only
You did
thing I
one
could,
with the pizza and the
the
champagne.
pizza was the only thing that came to my head because I was like, I remember it was such a shock result.
Yeah. So then she came back.
It was the COVID. Was that COVID?
I reckon, there was no one at the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So otherwise it would have been 50,000 punching on
James
their
Innes
knees.
Jr.
Yeah. So then she beat Probabile in the Queen of the Turf 12 months later. And I was on Star of the Seas at 30s in that Doncaster. And then I was chips in Probabile in the Queen of the Turf. And she's towed me up twice.
Who
Very hateful. horse.
trained Natoya? Because she's
Wendy Roach.
wrong. I was wrong. That's correct. I was going to say she's someone that kind of gets on our page quite a lot, but I was thinking of someone else.
Wendy Roach, yeah. She's still got horses?
I don't know.
I haven't seen her in.
No.
I have not seen her.
Oh, mate, who's an owner going to her thinking that she's feeding the horses fucking pizza and
Pizza and
champagne?
champagne.
No wonder my fucking
The animal
my
activists
bills
have
are
shut it
so- I didn't know the horse needed, 75 mil of Verve Clicko.
She was good. I could have found her in that Doncaster, but I didn't,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I think she was building to. I remember her building to that performance.
Yeah, I reckon she put in a good run the start before, and maybe she might have been in the Coolmore or
Yeah, I
George
reckon it was.
Ryder,
I
like
reckon
one of
it
those
was.
good lead ups to it. Like, yeah.
But yeah, tough. You're very tough.
Oh, we'll go
You're always
easy.
going like the 100-to-1 shots or 100-to-1 shots that nobody knows that are getting called in behind them.
This is 7 days after I was very elegant, who was $1.40. And won
Yeah, but that's what I'm
11
saying.
Group 1s.
The rest of them were 100
Damn, I should have got that one too.
I've set them both
Too
up.
hard.
Too hard.
11 Group 1, got to be more.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time it'll be 25 in a row. Too hard.
Like at least I need a little bit. I need something like a Dave in there or something. That would have got me onto Very Elegant.
Wasn't I heading down a Dave's path last
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Wrong.
But
But
way off.
way
But
off.
yeah, okay.
Not
Look,
way off,
No.
but
Ooh,
off.
Noted.
Saintly, nothing like a Dane. Volante.
He's thinking of me as well.
And Bib. Oh, it's octagonal down the outside. I can get that.
Oh, well. I'm not doing
Maybe
that one
do
now.
one. Maybe do one for him.
Yeah, one for
me.
you, one for you.
Maybe I should be doing it because you guys.
You can. I'm happy for you to take over.
I
No,
know, but it's
good
just
job.
that stuff.
It's just
Good job. You
it's
just
tough.
complained for the last 7 minutes about it. As long as you finished with good job.
The punters at home might have got it.
I hope they did.
Quicker than us.
That's right.
If you are listening and you're a punter at home, now's the time to get on board with members only as we head into the championships. Our New South Wales tips have been in red hot form leading into the championships. We kick off this Saturday at Royal Randwick. In March alone, we tipped 44 horses in New South Wales, snagging 9 winners and stacking up 41.45 units of profit. 16.4% win strike rate at an average win price. And this is where you'll find there'll be a big difference between what we offer compared to everyone else. The average win price was $6.40. So very, very serious value, which drives those results. And because you're a loyal listener of the podcast, I didn't know that we're still offering this, BJ. But you still get Pod 35, which is 35% off your subscription lifetime. Now, they can't get that anywhere else.
No.
Still think it's too much. We had an argument right before we went on air last week, but okay. More winners, bigger profits, and a massive discount to get you in and to back it up. Don't wait until you've missed out on the next set of winners.
Yeah, big race day on Saturday. Can't wait. It's
your
one of
eye
my
in?
favourite. Yes.
The March Eye. Bringing it over to April.
Trying.
Bringing it over to April.
Trying. I think we'll have a big day on Saturday, to tell you the truth.
That'd be nice.
I feel it. I feel it
Come
in
alive for the big days.
my bones,
I hope so.
my boner.
Bones. Can we get into some tips?
We could.
Darren's out very deep. Chautauqua still last. Fell Swoop goes up the inside of Russian Revolution. Stride for stride. Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution. English comes off heels and the mare is starting to let down. English goes after Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution's run his race further back to Voodoo Lad. It's English and Fell Swoop fighting it out. Chautauqua very late. It's English a half length in front. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yes, there's history. Chautauqua makes it 3 in a row. That is unbelievable.
I would have got that if you beat him.
Same.
Everyone would have got that.
Wait, one of the best or well-known calls,
Yeah.
Probably is.
Yeah.
and everyone gets it wrong. Boom, bang.
I reckon there was a boom, though, because he won 3 of them.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
One
that
of them-
last one is.
Yeah.
And I just, because I knew that
he
was the
do it?
call that we're
Yeah.
going in with, he mentions, so I don't know how long that clip is, but it's 6 seconds prior to the race finishing that is the first time he mentioned Chautauqua.
Yeah.
Like
From the top of the straight.
Remember we married that up to the Kathy
Kathy
Freeman,
Freeman.
win?
That was great.
That was good, yeah.
Well, boys, day one of the championships is here, and we are going to be blessed, not only with the calibre of racing that we're going to see over the next 2 days, but also the weather. So we'll be racing on a good track at Randwick on Saturday for only the second time in the 12 years of the championship's history.
Wow.
Punters are in
Touch wood.
delight. No, I'm safe. I've looked at my weather
Yeah, the
app.
weather-
I think you're gambling there.
Weather app.
Because
Because
it's
we
like-
only just got upgraded to a soft 7 today.
We're going to be on a good 4
Okay.
by Saturday.
Yeah.
Who said?
Me.
Willy weather.
I like putting my
Yeah.
stuff
I
out there.
don't think you're far off.
No.
But is that crazy? This will be
I've done
the
my form for a soft 5.
Second, if we get there,
Yeah.
I
the
had a
second
5.
race day.
But yeah, good 4. Probably by the end of the day,
Yeah.
good 4. So I think you're right.
Good for a dry
PVL
day.
get the helicopters out, drying the track again.
PVL. Doncaster handicap over the mile. TJ Smith stakes for the sprinters, the Australian Derby for the 3-year-olds, and the size produce for the 2-year-olds. And we're going to kick off with the Doncaster handicap conditions over the mile. And I want the punters to take notice of the barriers. Since 2009, double-figure barriers have won the Doncaster on 9 occasions out of 15. The only race to really kick that trend was 2021, when the inside 4 barriers filled the first 4 placings.
There you go.
9 out of 14.
9 out of 15 double-figure barriers.
Interesting. 20 runners, so it's even as well.
Yep. Hopefully
Good.
it's 9 out of 16 come Saturday night.
You want trivia now, or you want to go through the race first? We're
Okay,
going to go. We're
trivia.
going to do the.
Give
We're
us
going to
a
do the bet hold fold for this race as well. So if you want to know if your runner is a bet for these guys, a hold or a fold, stick around. Quick fire runner by runner preview after this. Chris Waller trained the first 4 in the 2014 edition of the Doncaster. What were they?
Jeez.
You don't have to have it in order.
2014,
Yeah.
10 years ago. 4.
Yeah. First 4.
Sacred Falls won it.
Yeah. I picked this because I reckon you'll get 3 or 4.
I won't get any.
2014.
I'll just put a note down.
Can you give
no
him-
more trivia?
Can you initial?
There's 2 of them. So Sacred Falls one.
Yeah.
There's another one that has the initials, 2 words, R and D.
So, I'd be better off. Like, I reckon Zach Purton rode Sacred Falls.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, you want it at that level? Is that your choice?
I reckon I
You
could
just
name.
set up his own-
I reckon if you named the 4 horses, I could name the 4.
All right, do you reckon you can name 4
jockeys
horses?
What is R&D?
R, D. This is the one I reckon you won't get.
Royal Descent?
Yeah, well done.
potentially. Oh, very good.
W. And H.
H.
Waller runner 10 years ago. H.
No, I'll be millions.
Who was the one that did he win like a Metrop with it?
5, 4,
Like
3, 2.
Hawkspur?
Yep.
Hawkspur, that's good.
The other
It
one.
raced in the
Purple and white.
purple with the white stars.
Yeah, see, if I had the silks,
Star.
I'd be all over them.
You know who rode Royal Descent or Hawkspur?
I reckon like Bossy.
Hawkspur could have been Bossy, I reckon. Royal Descent. What colours did it race in? Do you know?
Like Singo, like the blue and white.
Oh yeah.
But not exactly those. I reckon it was like a white armband on it and a white cap.
No, I don't know.
Weary
Oh, yeah.
was the other horse.
Weary.
Weary.
Yeah, I remember Weary.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have thought you would have got Weary and Hawkspur. Not Royal Descent.
No, that's really tough. That's a very tough.
That's a
question.
tough question.
It's the easiest of the 4. All right, let's get into it. Nick,
Yeah.
your tip for the Doncaster, please, sir.
My tip for the Doncaster, Firestorm. I think she is just flying. And I reckon like what price Lady Shenandoah here. And Firestorm, had she have beaten her, or had that last start in the Coolmore of being 1600 Randwick, I think she comes in here off a win in it over Lady Shenandoah. So I think she's drawn really well. She can settle nice and close. 3 weeks between runs, so freshened up, tick over trial. But her run in the Epsom in the spring was terrific. I thought the last 100, she was up on heels. So I think she just maps really well. She's clearly flying and she's ready to do something.
Beautiful. Firestorm.
Yeah,
I think she's really well found, to tell you the truth.
yeah. She's she's like $10
$10.
now.
She's. Is she favourite?
No. She was like 15.
Well,
No,
yeah, that's the
linebacker's
linebacker.
$6.
Just got the lines. The linebackers, they're not lining up.
Kovalika's the other one
$10.
I've had something on naturally. But like I think he gets he went into that Epsom like looking like the winner at the 300 and he just got chopped out. And I think it's a 3.5 kilo swing on Tom Kidden out of that. And he probably should have nearly beaten him home. So he's a good 40-1 roughie that can run well. Double figure barrier to keep your stats happy.
Yeah.
Go Chris Waller.
Yeah, you've ticked all my boxes.
Yeah. May as well have something on militarised.
yeah, I was going to say.
I actually do have a ticket on militarised, but it's him to win the Doncaster, into Golden Mile to win the Stradbroke, because I'm like the 2 duds at studs that have returned gelded. So that's to win like 13,000. So if militarised happens to win the Doncaster,
Could you put it on again and get triple the price?
yeah, probably. Yeah,
Good bet.
thanks.
Who are you liking in the Doncaster, Blake?
I like Tom Kitten, but with an asterisk. I want to have 2 bets in the race, but the other one's not in the race, Swift Falcon. So I think at this stage, Tom Kitten goes on top. He was terrific winning that All-Star Mile. He had the tempo against there, but he got over the top of them. Another Will was a little bit unlucky in behind. Light Infantryman's come out of that race and won an Australian Cup since. A Tissue's come out and ran well in an Australian Cup since. So the form out of that race is really strong. Then he's gone to Sydney, back to 1,500 metres tempo against, wide draw against, out the back. That was a day that paid fencing run. He's hit the line really strongly, so that tops him off perfectly for this. He draws 1. He's going to need a bit of luck at a key stage, but I just think Tom is absolutely flying. His run in the Epsom over this trip, last preparation, was huge, every bit as good as Chow Wolf. So I think he's good odds. I think he's got a great chance. I think Swift Falcon, if he gets into the field, I'll be backing him as well. I think he's absolutely flying. I think that he does run a 1.25 miles, which is contrary to what the connections think about him last start. I think his run was every bit as good as broadsiding's. He settled further back than broadsiding. He made 2 runs in the race at the 800. He was asked to go up to broadsiding's girth, and then he sat there and broadsiding got away from him. But he was still strong on the line. Back to a mile here. This has always been the grand final. So I think that they can bounce off that last run when he had the tempo against, and if he gets clear galloping room at the right stage. Like 2 back over this trip behind broadsiding, he came from last, and it was just an eye-catching run. He really savaged the line. So if he can produce that with no weight on his back, he's going to be really hard to beat.
Nice.
But he's got to get in.
Yeah. Is he immoral in the Carbine Club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's $1.95 there. I don't see anything beating him in the Carbine Club.
No. And like you got to like he's been trained and like he's been set to win at Doncaster. So like a Carbine Club against that opposition a lot easier. He could sort of be big time multi-anchor on Saturday for punters.
Well, I have him marked $6, and I have Tom marked $6 as well. So those two at the top of betting for me. Linebacker, I've got him 3rd pick.
Okay.
I think he was really good winning last start, but Tenbury Wells set it up perfectly for him. Like went at a good clip, which allowed him to just drop in behind, drop his head because it was a fast tempo, and then he's fought off broadsiding. So not sure if he bounces off that, but he's going to be right there as well. He's really well weighted in a race like this.
Yeah.
That last run by Swift Falcon was very impressive. I think
good.
Weed had
good.
the bet.
I don't think he was given any hope. It was just sort of as though they just had the Doncaster. Like that's it. They wanted to win the Doncaster.
What do we need to come out? We need 2 horses to come out for Swift Falcon to get a run.
2 to come out.
Not going to happen. What do you reckon?
I don't know. Find out in the next 48 hours.
Yeah. I don't connections aren't going to just scratch for the sake of scratching and go to a different race. So it'll be that they've got to fail a vet.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Most likely.
Like, I don't know. I think, I don't know. Just Folk, he could come out. He's got no hope on a dry track.
Yeah. But like
It's gonna be dry.
big syndicate of owners,
They probably want to see him.
get a runner in a Doncaster, hard to pass.
I
up
get
kind
it.
of thing. But
I get it.
But yeah,
I've got 2 chances for my hot take. Steffi and is Iron America in this race?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
In this race,
And
you've got
Sandpaper's an
the
emergency.
Yep.
Anyhow, Steffi needs to
Steffi's going okay.
Needs to-
Steffi's definitely the best of those.
rediscover some.
Yeah, she's the
She's
best of
going
those.
okay.
I don't think.
She's going okay.
Yeah. Not going as well as what she was going when she won the Stradbroke. Like she was savaging lines that day, like building up.
Well, yeah.
You
I've
got
got a lot
chance-
more chances left.
You got a chance in the TJ as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an A-lister.
And overpass.
Overpass.
Overpass, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we'll do a runner by runner bet hold fold at the end of this episode. TJ Smith Stakes, Autumn's premier sprint, and our eyes are on the trainers. 5 trainers have dominated, winning 14 of the last 20 editions of the TJ Smith Stakes. 14 of the last 20 editions. Moody with 4. Moody Coleman is one of those. Waller with 3. Team Hawks with 3. And then Gerald Ryan and Gay with 2 each.
14.
Yeah, the numbers work.
It adds up. That's a and like even
Dominant. Like,
yeah.
I mean, even if you just, but it is a little bit skewed. And this is the question that I pose.
They've got 3 multiple winners in that lot or something like that.
You got, well, I mean, out of Moody's probably the most impressive purely because it's 4 across 3 different horses.
Yeah.
Where Waller, Nature Strip, Hawks, Chautauqua.
Can I guess Gerald? Was Gerald Melito?
Yep.
Was that who?
We got
That was
two.
one of them.
Melito? What was the other one? Just let me think about that.
Yeah.
Melito.
Do you want me to tell you the year?
Yeah.
2018. So it was the race. It was the one edition of the TJ Smith.
It was
The good horse.
yeah, Ty England.
Yep.
Stallion.
Yeah.
You're right there.
No. I know
I think
the
of
horse.
Circus.
Trapeze artist.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
I was going to say Circus. Painter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Painting.
Is there any other race that would have had multiple back-to-back-to-back winners?
Like, you could say a Cox Plate with
There would
Wings and
be.
Kingston Town, etc. But is
Like
that
weight
your
for age
example? But
races tend to go that way a lot.
But yeah,
Three's lots.
three's a lot. Like a lot of back-to-back winners. Like
Yeah.
but back-to-back-to-back. That's a tough ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, who are you liking in the TJ Smith Stakes?
I'm with my girl, Jolie Star. I've just always been a Jolie Star guy. I thought she was really impressive in that new market a couple of weeks ago, where she wasn't in very well at the weight. She carried 55.5 or 56 off the top of my head. So now she's much better suited back to weight for age. But she just like exploded and dropped some nice enough horses there. That first up rating in the spring was, I think, well and truly good enough to win this, and that's sort of start favourite and probably produce one of the runs of the race in the Everest. I thought without a whole lot of luck, so she can just map perfectly from that good draw. Damien Lane on board. He's ridden a couple of Group 1 winners recently. I think he'll grab a couple on Saturday, and she can win again.
Oh, that is case of beer. First case of beer for the podcast.
Yep.
Sorry, boys. That is on Do Not Disturb. So that's a real emergency, that call, but I'll get it later. Jolie Star. You in agreeance?
Jolly Star can win, but I am with the other star, Jimmy Star.
Oh yeah, it was a good run the other day.
He's a good horse.
Yeah.
He's a really good horse. Like, you couldn't take him off his New South Wales form, but the way he's come back this preparation, he's a very good horse. Like, the way he won that Oakley Plate, he was only clear that last furlong, and his closing splits are reserved for elite horses. So what he did there was outstanding, and then he's gone to Weight for Age Company at Moonee Valley with the bias against, and closed just as hard. So he was outstanding there again. You can sort of tie the form in with Jolly Star through a horse like Benedetta.
Yeah.
What price would he have started in that new market if they went there? You'd think that he would have been vying for favouritism after.
I would have thought $455.
He would have been close enough to her, I think. And I think there's a little bit too much between them in the market here. He draws out, he's going to get back, but he could just drop on them. He has an elite closing speed.
I think this is his go, like 1,200, keeping him sort of to those shorter trips and use that turn of foot. Because they were sort of, at one point, like he was going to be coming to Brisbane for a Stradbroke, and then that didn't happen, and then he was going to be Epsom, Toorak, like those sort of races, and, Doncasters kind of thing. But I think they've sort of really worked it out with him, and he's a perfect little 1,200 metre horse.
He was very popular early. Wasn't there a run at like Newcastle, and he was like $1.30 fave, and
he got he had no luck there.
yeah.
But he's a different horse now. He wasn't going as well back then. I think they were eyeing off a Doncaster back then.
Yeah.
So now that he's been kept to the sprinting trips, they've just got a handle on him.
it's a great turn of foot.
He has a great turn of foot. Briasa, he's well found in the market.
Yeah, this is I was surprised to see him second favourite, to be honest, like around that 450 mark, because he's a really nice horse, but he's coming out of what did he carry in the Galaxy 51 or
Yeah, he had no weight. He was huge,
big, but
but
this
he
is
has
weight
to
for
elevate
age and-
his ratings a long way to win this race. Not that he can't, because his run was equal to that of the on paces like Private Harry in the Galaxy, but he was just given no hope. He draws better here. He gets his chance to peak up here and produce the best figure that he has in his career. But he'd need to do that, and he's marked up to that figure. So, I think there's a lot of good winning chances. Magic Time got the better of Jolly Star first up.
Trialled well.
Trialled really well.
Yeah.
They were in the same trial, weren't they?
They were, yeah. I reckon she was given a little bit more rain. But
Yeah, definitely.
But it was a good trial.
You want to see it from Jolly Star again. Hey,
Yeah.
she's failed to put a couple of performances together.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. The other one, the one that I think is like your blowout if you're playing exotics and trifectas, first fours, same race, multis, etc. Komochi. I thought she was really good.
She was really good first
up. So she's going to be better suited to 1,200 metres. The fact that Briasa's apparently not coming to Brisbane for Stradbroke, he drops right down the Stradbroke power rankings. And Komochi's the sort of
I had a
horse that-
silly bet when you started talking about Briasa at the top of the Stradbroke.
you'll get your money back if they don't nominate. But I thought she's a nice mare for Queensland. Tats Tiara there as well. So she's we're on Stradbroke watch for her as well. We're on Stradbroke watch for basically
Are you
anything.
ever not? When does Stradbroke? When's the off season for Stradbroke? What? Just Christmas Day.
No, because you got that's sort of like
Oh, it's just prime Stradbroke watch time.
there might be a horse coming running
On
South
Boxing
Korea.
Day, yeah, exactly.
Is Jimmy Starr on Stradbroke watch or no? Because he'll probably go to all aged and then potentially.
But it'd just be 1,400 handicap conditions. Like he's not really on my radar. But see, like the market at the moment, we're going to be talking about this a lot more next season. But like it's like Briasa, Gringotts, Antino, Yellow Brick, the top four in betting. Like none of them, 3 of them won't be there. One of them can't win.
How far is Jimmy Starr into this prep? Is this his second up?
Third up.
Third.
He could be there.
He could.
The Australian Derby set weights for 3-year-olds over 2,400 metres, and I want the punters to be looking at the lead-up races heading into this year's Derby. Historically, the Rosehill Guineas was the obvious lead-up race with 10 of the last 20 winners coming through it. However, only one winner in the last 9 years. More recently, 2017 to 2020, the 4 winners of the Tulloch Stakes backed up to win the Derby, with also Major Bill coming second out of that race to win it in 2023. So this year, the Tulloch Stakes, first, second, third, fourth, was Pocketing, Firm Agreement, King of Thunder, Black Babylon. Pocketing's currently $31 in this race. Firm Agreement is $19. King of Thunder, $12, and Black Babylon is an emergency at 100 to 1.
There you go.
Any of them? I hope.
Hope not.
They have to do it differently this year. They have to do it on a 4-day backup, which horses can do it. They do it in
Like
the Wakeful to
into
the
the
Oaks in the spring. So 4-day backup is not a problem. Would be nice for them going wet to wet, but they're going wet to dry.
So the last time that happened was that same meeting got moved. The Tulloch and the Vinery and whatnot got moved to the Newcastle on the Monday. I think Character won that Tulloch Stakes. He went no good in the Derby, but Ben Ode ran in the Tulloch and he ran second in the Derby to Hitotsu, who bit of a freak.
He was a freak.
Yeah. So
Who you liking, Nick?
I'm with the filly, Aliana. She's coming through just the best lead-up races. The Randwick Guineas, Rosehill Guineas. She was a bit stiff in that Rosehill Guineas, held up at a key stage, and then she got out late, surged at broadsiding just to miss him. He'd be $1.60 chance here, and that's probably being generous, to be completely honest. So barrier 2, she's just going to get a beautiful economical run, switch off, save for one shot at them, and I don't actually think there's that much depth to the race, to be completely honest. So hopefully Group 1 win number 2 for Damien Lane on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yeah. Aliana is the best bet on the program. I think that she is building to a peak performance, not that she didn't produce last start. She had the tempo against there. The market gravitated towards her. She should have grabbed him late, and that's broadsiding. I see no reason why she's not going to run 2,400 metres. Her strength through the line last start was really good. She's been taking on the boys all preparation, takes on the boys here, but she gets that 2 kilos under the set weights conditions of the race. Draws perfectly. I think she's really hard to beat. I don't know why we're getting $3 about her. Like I think that she should be shorter than that. I don't know whether it's the fact that she's a filly taking on the boys, but it doesn't really matter, to tell the truth. Like she's been taking on the boys all preparation, and these boys aren't that good, to tell you the truth. Like you got the Kiwi coming over, Willie Do It. That was a really good win in the New Zealand Derby. Like it was a strong tempo. He had to work to find the front, and he was still strong late. But he's been up for a while now, and he's got to repeat that performance, which doesn't rate as high as she did last start behind broadsiding. So I think she bounces off that. You got Chanois. He's going well, but that last start, Moonee Valley, the form behind him.
He has been like he's just got a really nice action, and like he just travels so sweetly, and he has been winning pretty effortlessly as well. So I thought he was probably one of the main dangers.
You sort of get an idea about him as well earlier in the day. Race 2, Belle de Tel.
Yeah.
It runs second to him.
She started like odds on against him, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. I think that might have been 3 starts ago for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll get to find out in that Adrian Knox Stakes. But I think that he would need to improve to come up to her level. And then you've got the Tulloch Stakes form. I think that there were too many good runs in that race for that to be a good form race. So, yep, I think the filly.
My thoughts with Willie Do It, I don't know anything about the New Zealand form, so I'm not potting him or anything like that. But Sharp and Smart had a very similar profile to what Willie Do It brings out here, and he started short in an ATC Derby. He got beaten by a horse like Major Beale, Virtuous Circle. I know it was a heavy track that day, but he came over with pretty much identical form to what Willie Do It's bringing. Got beaten by worse horses than I think what are here. Like when you got Aliana coming through, like really good Group 1 Aussie weight for age, 3-year-old set weight races. So that's the line I'm kind of drawing with him, and where I'm trying to find something that could be a reason to be with him or against him. So that's why I'm against Willie Do It.
You're just upset.
7,000 people. Good luck to them.
He's a good stayer.
Yeah.
He's a good stayer. But he made his debut in November, and this is still his first preparation. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs. Since then, he's won a Derby. He's got to travel to Australia, produce another peak performance at his 7th start. So I would be happy to be against him.
When was that NZ Derby? I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
No, it's usually start of March.
It was on the 8th of March.
It was the 8th of March. Oh, so it's had 3 weeks rest with a flight in there.
Yeah.
Or a boat.
They've done it before, but yeah. Like it's not like this is the first time a horse that's run or won a New Zealand Derby has come to Sydney for ATC Derby. But
5 months prior to that.
They've probably been third up into a New Zealand Derby kind of thing.
No, good point. The Size Produce Stakes over 1,400 metre set weights for 2-year-olds, and I'm focusing on Gay and the girls.
Yep.
Fillies have won 11 of the last 23 editions of the Size, with Gay winning 6 of those 23.
Right.
So over a quarter. Mm-hmm. She's the only filly in the race with Bellazane, currently $9. Can you see her reproducing history here and getting Belazane across the line for her 8th total side projects win?
I wouldn't fall off my chair, but I thought maybe 1400 might be a bit of a stretch for her. She's pretty deep into a prep, but she does seem relatively bomb-proof. Like I thought she was a good run in the slipper. She did a lot of work early and found the front and stuck on relatively well. But I think there were some better runs, and I'd be surprised if she turned the tables on the two boys at the top of betting that beat her home, Woden and Rivellino. But I don't really have much of a strong opinion on this race. I'm sticking fat with a futures ticket. So State Visit for Kieran Maher and Jason Collett. This horse reminds me of Militarize, to be completely honest. Really impressive, like barnstorming victory on debut where he's flashed late at like the midweekers. I think it was a Friday night 2-year-old race. And then he went to the Pango behind Skyhook. He got a long way back out of his ground, down the middle of the track, hit the line really well. Whereas Militarize, he then went to the Slipper and was out the back and just never really got into it. There was a horse that fell.
I think he nearly fell. Yeah.
But then, so he got to the 1400 and exploded. So I think there's every reason to sort of suggest that State Visit, like on his breeding, he's by Wooten Bassett. He's going to relish 1400. Nice middle draw. Good. There looks genuine tempo in this as well with Belazane, and there's the Melbourne horse Vinrock. He'll roll forward. So I think State Visit can be over the top. The other one that I'll be cheering, I don't think he can win because he's a maidener, but Federalist, I had something on him for the Hawks stable out of that really good mare of Bob Peters, Arcadia Queen. He didn't have much luck on debut at Newcastle. He was a bit soft in the market. I think he started $4.20. Buffalo beat him home, who's $15 or $21 chance in this. He's been racing well, but he didn't have much luck. And for the fact that Hawks have come here with the maiden horse suggests to me that they think he might go okay. And their 2-year-olds are flying. Devil Knight won a Blue Diamond at his second start. Nepotism won the Bayou at his second start. And this bloke is having, and Polish Playgirl, she should have won on Saturday at her second start. So they're going really well with their 2-year-olds. And I think like my other like little sneaking suspicion with this horse is they had Nepotism win that race on Tuesday. He could have backed up and run well in this, but maybe they thought they can win it or run well with it in with another horse. So yeah, something on him.
I think that they expected him to win on debut.
Yeah,
because
I'm
I
sure.
listened to Wayne Hawkes on radio, and he was not very happy with the Tommy Berry ride in a small field, getting stuck on the fence and not getting a crack at them. So I think he probably would have went close to winning that on debut.
So like if he comes here off winning that, he's probably half the price he is. He's probably 20 to 1.
Yeah.
BJ?
I actually think that there's a really good bet in this race. I'm going to be backing Vin Rock.
Yep.
Slipper form is usually the best form for this race, although the camp could have went to the slipper with him, but they decided to focus their attention on this race. Won well on debut, and then at his second start, he's gone to a VRC Sires Produce, set a fast tempo, and was still able to produce the second best last 4 and 200 metres of the race. So those sort of horses, when they put themselves into races, they're very hard to get past. He's come to Sydney, 28 days between runs. He's had a lovely tick over trial. He's the horse that can really bounce off his last start figure and produce a career peak. You got like horses like Woden at the top of the market. Yes, he was very good in a golden slipper, held up, but he's been up for a while now. That was grand final day. They weren't even sure that they were going to come here. They put the winkers on him there. So they sort of threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at him to produce his best there. And he did. One more stride, he probably wins the race. Rivellino, he didn't have much luck there. I think probably between the 4 and the 200 metres, he had less luck than Woden. Woden copped a great ride by James. He never lost momentum. And I know that he was only fully clear that last furlong, but James sort of just built him, and then got into the clear and let him rip. The other horse lost a bit of momentum between that 4 and 200 metres, but it was still good through the line. But he's been up for a little while now. I think that probably that camp have had their eyes more on this race than the Golden Slipper. So potentially he's got more improvement out of him through that Golden Slipper. But yeah, I think I'm happy enough to be against Woderton. I think Rivellino's the one to beat, but I think Vinrock will just put himself on the speed. He's going to give a really strong kick, and he's going to prove really hard to get past.
Yeah. Matt Laurie seems really likable too, the trainer of Vinrock, and like places his horses really well. Like I think he's probably won 3 Group 1s now. Is that right? I'm not 100% sure, but like he's got Coleman had just missed, and obviously trains Treasure the Moment.
Well, that's right. They did that. I think they ran second in their race last year with Coleman, or third.
Yeah,
second.
He ran second in the Slipper, didn't he?
Third. Second.
And then they ran him in this. So
they ran him in this. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so like he places his horses really well, like speaks really well on camera. So I like seeing guys like him do well in the sport.
Well, he could have easily went to the Slipper with that horse.
With Vinrock?
Yeah,
for sure.
But they've decided to bypass the Slipper and go to this race. I'm just looking at Coleman. He ran second in the Golden Slipper, and he ran third in the Sire's Produce.
There you go.
So experience, stable have experience in the race. Hopefully they can go 2 better.
It's a setup.
Yeah.
It is a setup, and whether or not it plays
off,
out like that. But
But it's a good point. Like, for Woden, this is the afterthought.
You'd think, for sure.
If
they
it wins
want to
Slipper
get a
last
Group 1
week,
on his CV.
Yeah.
Which
If they win the slip, if he goes a head better in the Slipper, then he doesn't come here.
Yeah, correct. And interesting post-race comments from Chris was that if he didn't, he said, probably spell him after the Slipper. If we didn't think we could win a Group 1 with him in the spring, then we might give him one more. But now they're here, so it's like you've always said that this horse is really good. Surely he's good enough to measure up, and Chris to think that he can win a Golden Rose or a Coolmore, like they're going to be the targets with him. Why are you running him? Maybe he's not as good as first thought. I'm sure he is good, but
I don't know.
There's a lot of hype on him off that debut win, so I'm happy to be against him. Yeah,
One of the great knockers.
correct.
Okay, well, 4 Group 1s, 4 big Group 1s this Saturday to kick off the championships, day 1. Day 2, I know we're putting a lot of focus, but some of the greatest things in history have happened in day 2 of the championships. If you remember last year, the Mud Punter went onto Twitter. No? Okay, sorry. Stick to race. Beauty. Okay. Boys, happy?
I'm happy.
Always
Excited?
happy. Yeah,
Excited.
pumped.
It's going to be a great day.
Always. Good.
Okay, let's get into Bet, Hold, Fold, our runner-by-runner preview on the Premier Group 1s for this Autumn Carnival. Runner-by-runner concept. We try and keep it quick so it doesn't go on for an hour like how other runner-by-runner previews can do and everyone else's. So we've got it in a very, very simple concept. Bet, hold, or fold. BJ, when we're betting, what does bet mean?
We like the price. We're backing them now.
Okay, if we're holding one.
The price is about right, so we're just watching.
Okay. And fold.
Fold. Price is wrong. We're not backing them.
Simple. Be easier.
Yeah.
So this is for you listening right now thinking, well, hold on, they didn't mention Celestial Legend. You know, back to last year. I wonder what their thoughts are. This is a quick fire way for you. These guys to give you their thoughts on the runner you guys want to back.
Yep.
Now, runner by runner, not by odds.
Correct. 1 to 24.
I'm going to say the horse's name and then I'm going to go you, Nick, and go you, Blake. If you want to grab one and extend on it, go for it.
Yeah.
Another Will, Nick.
I'm just holding. I think he's awkward draw, but if he were to get out, I could have something on him.
Blake.
I'm folding. Tricky draw.
Gringotts.
Hold. I think he's the hardest to beat, but I don't want to take $6.50 about him.
I'm folding. I thought he had every possible chance last start. I know he draws well, but I think he's very well found in the market.
Tom Kitten.
Holding as well, just for literally the same reason as the first two. Like, they're the three best horses in the race, and they're going to get nice runs. But just I'm looking a bit wider. But he can win. They can all win.
Tom Kitten.
I'm backing him. Is that the concept?
Bet.
I'm bet Tom Kitten.
Can you just mark that? Yeah, just that bit there. Tom Kitten, BJ.
Bet. I think he's a great price. I think he was great winning the All-Star Mile. Last start, given no hope. Bounces off that. Draws low. Hard to beat.
Geoglyph.
Fold, but if he can find his 2022 form, which saw him beat Equinox, he's scary, but that was a long time ago. That was his last win over 2,000 metres.
That quote for the clip.
Yeah.
We'll find his 2022 form. BJ, Geoglyph.
Fold. Draws the car park, and I have no idea how to line him up.
Yeah.
Nick Pericles.
Fold.
Fold, he's not going well enough.
Militarise.
Saying fold, but I've got a ticket on him.
Folding his own. Which is too many. That's how many he's got.
If it was a heavy 10, then probably make him bet, but it won't be.
It won't be. No, I've told you that. BJ, Militarise.
Fold, he's not going well enough.
Royal Patronage.
Fold for me. I draw a sticky.
Blake.
Fold. Draw is sticky. Had every possible chance last start. So I think he's well found in the market.
You're not allowed to fold. Steffi Magnetica.
I'm not allowed to
No,
fold.
neither
her.
of you are.
Ah.
We're going to get my hot take home.
Okay, well, hold because she's got a dear place in my heart being the Stradbroke winner. But
to change that one on the spot.
I don't think she's going much good.
BJ Steffi.
Fold.
You didn't listen to the...
said
You're
you
not
can't
allowed to
fold,
fold.
I know, I heard.
He bucks the trend. Anisette.
Fold, I think once 2,000.
Anisette.
Fold. Draw is sticky.
Moira. I actually did want to get your guys' thoughts on this.
I don't know anything about it, to be honest. My comment is see Anisette comment. So think once 2,000.
Right, okay.
Fold.
Anything on Moira? Waller, Zach Purton.
That's the scary part.
Yeah,
she could be really good.
Well, is there something that they know that we don't?
Probably.
Hold. Yes. She's very good. There's been money for her. They booked Zach Purton. She draws 21, which is going to make it tough. But you've got Purton on. Wouldn't be surprised to see her getting right over the top of him late.
Moira. It really sounds like an Aussie horse, doesn't it? Moira?
Moira. Look at Moira.
Was it Canadian, this horse?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Something.
it's come from the States.
Yeah.
Just Folk.
Just fold on the dry track.
Fold. He needs a wet surface.
Celestial Legend.
Fold. He's just not the same horse he was this day 12 months ago.
Fold. He's not going any good.
Kovalika.
Bet. I think he's going really well. That was a good run in the George Ryder without a whole lot of luck. Gate sticky, but in with nice low weight. Gets a weight swing on Tom Kitten out of that Epsom where he started hard in the market. If the runs come, which they will, and they can blend into it, I think he's a blowout hope at 30-1.
Bet. I have him marked $16. He's a $26 chance at the moment, so I think that he is good value. He's going to need a good ride, but as Nick said, he was good in the Epsom last year, and he can run well.
Kerrin owes them one too. He slaughtered a few of Mr. Waller's earlier on in the carnival, so he might go, you know what? This is where I pay you back.
He's definitely back in form.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he bid it over 40-1 shot yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he's going good.
The Yankee
Yeah, he's
won
going good.
for Bjorn.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
Port Lockroy.
Fold for me. But the run was okay first up, but fold.
Like,
I'm saying hold. Hold. He was good first up. He had the tempo against, and he can bounce off that.
Al Mabhia.
I'm saying hold just because I don't want to write off a William Haggis runner in
Yeah,
Sydney,
fair,
as discussed earlier. But he didn't go very good first up, but Via Sestina form's okay usually.
Fold. Apparently, he needs a wet track.
Okay.
Fold and hold Mabhia.
Well, I might.
Nick, New Energy.
I'm saying hold. I don't think he's the worst 100 to 1 shot in the race.
I thought we were going to get you to bet on this one. I don't know why I had the feeling.
I backed him a few times.
That's
in the
why
spring.
I had that feeling.
Like he was good in that King Charles. He was sneaky good, and then but he might need a wet track too. I reckon it was a heavy track the day he won at Caulfield, off the top of my head. But yeah, I thought he was a bolt as hope.
BJ, New Energy.
I'm saying bet. I have him marked 40 to 1. He's 80 to 1, so he's worth a little spec. I thought he was a good last first up.
Yeah.
He had the tempo against. He was just about to warm up late. He has run well, as Nick said, over this track and trip. And although the sting out might help, I think he can run well.
Possibly the only sport in the world where you can genuinely say that was a good last.
Yeah, probably.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I own a Merc.
Fold.
Fold. He's won his last two. But
He's probably got the best winning form going into the race.
yeah, he can't win.
NCAP.
Fold, but bet if the meeting were to get moved to Rose Hill.
Yeah, okay. Very fair. I only know about the weather, mate.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if they're going to move the meeting.
Yeah.
BJ, NCAP.
Fold, but he was terrific last start.
Yeah.
Right race. This is not it.
This isn't it.
Firestorm.
Bet. Top pick for me. The Lady Shenandoah form looks pretty darn good. 50 kilos, nice low draw, good in the Epsom in the spring. She can settle closer here. She can be over the top of them late.
Firestorm.
Fold. I just think she's well found in the market. Good last start. She'd need to bounce off that to win, but can do.
Linebacker, our current favourite.
Hold. If he were to get out to $10 or $11, I could have something on. I don't really expect that he will, but just 49 kilos off a Randwick Guineas win, he's going to be up on speed. He'll be hard to catch.
Fold. I have him marked closer to $10. I think that he's going well. He sets up well in the race and he can win, but not at that price.
Even at 10s?
10? Yeah. We're doing it on the current market, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are, but
Yeah.
interesting. I'm not going to go through all the emergencies, but let's do Swift Falcon and... I mean, why not sandpaper, just in case?
Leave the one out that I thought was a hope.
The
Rise
Ducasse.
No.
What?
Rise at Dawn.
Rise at Dawn.
I could make him a bet if he made it into the field, back to a handicap. I like the horse.
Rise at Dawn, Blake?
Yeah, hold. Did enough in the All-Star Mile. That's the form race. Back to handicap conditions. Team had done it before with Mr. Brightside.
There's a lot of Mr. Brightside about him.
Swift Falcon.
Yeah. Hold, I'm going to put him in the same category as those other holds, sort of like those ones right at the very top of the market. I think they can all win. But I just don't want to take $7, $8 about them. But yeah, he's going really well if he makes the field. Hard to beat.
Swift Falcon, BJ.
Bet. He's flying. This is grand final day. I think he was every bit as good as Aliana and broadsiding last start. Back to a mile suits. He will give you a very good run for your money. I have him marked $6.
Sandpaper.
Fold.
Fold.
It's going to be this weekend, actually. I feel it. the hot take. Ducasse. Do I have a ticket on Ducasse in this race?
Yeah, if you listen to Zamet like I did, then yeah, we've got a ticket on Ducasse in this race. Bet. Please.
Fourth emergency Ducasse, Nick.
Fold. But good run the other day.
Fold. He needs it wet.
Yeah.
Beauty. Thanks, boys. Good potty. Good
Pleasure.
show.
Great
show.
racing to accommodate that.
If you're only listening to the runner by runner preview or watching this, make sure you go check out the rest of the episode.
Do it. See you, punters. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Ciao for now.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.